My novel was All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy, which was published in May of 1992. I chose to apply the themes of meals, weather, specifically raining and floods, and violence to my novel. The themes of work came from Foster's How to Read Literature Like a Professor. For the theme of meals, I chose an example of when John Grady Cole was eating with Alejandra's aunt. He is found eating cake and other types of small foods with her after playing chess. During this meal, Duena Alfonso told him that he should not be seen with Alejandra because it could harm her reputation. This meal was seen as a gesture of goodwill. Although she did not approve of him seeing her great niece, she still thought highly of him and told John Grady Cole that she did invite him despite the fact that he was with her grandniece. While meals are often seen as a sign of goodwill, John Grady Cole was once attacked in his prison while eating a meal. It was an activity that was not once normal that had gone south. He was sitting at the same table as the boy that had attacked him, and he later attacked the other boy with a knife. This is an example of how eating with the same table, someone can sometimes go downhill, and in this case, the meal was not an act of goodwill, like it was when John Grady Cole was eating with Duena Alfonso. The scene in which John Grady Cole fights the cuchillero in the cafeteria is also related to the theme of violence. This juxtaposes how just a few months prior, John Grady Cole was working on a hacienda and having a pleasant time, but now he's fighting for his life. This provided depth to his character and to his time in prison, and it was, like I mentioned before, it was a contrast with his time with Alejandra, as now he had been receiving death threats and had someone attempt murder on him. A second theme of violence was violence related to the three main boys and the captain. Rollins was struck in the back of the head during an interrogation. Blevins' feet were destroyed so that he wasn't able to walk, and he was later shot in that same time frame by the captain. The violence during this scene shocked the reader, because before, when the three boys were all together again, they were just riding peacefully through Mexico. And this also emphasized the lawlessness that they faced in Mexico. This violence also served to demonstrate the captain's poor character and provide motivation for John Grady Cole later in the book kidnapping him. A third theme related to this was weather. It rained before John Grady's Cole trip, shortly before he left for Mexico. There were many floods, which symbolized a fresh start. There was also a thunderstorm, which symbolized the end of the free riding example, like how rain is often seen as a fresh start. And while Blevins unfortunately went to jail, John Grady Cole began working on a hacienda. So while this was not necessarily a positive start, it was still a different type of a new phase, almost symbolized by the rain and the thunderstorm. So these